are being made in the state's water resources.
You may have wanted to be a nurse or a firefighter as a kid, but did you want to work at a prison? Find out what it takes to be a detention officer in Coconino County coming up.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm community anchor Kara Hammer.
And I'm student anchor Alexa Vagnozzi. Thanks for joining us.
Well, Phoenix detective John Hobbs was laid to rest today after being killed in the line of duty. Hobbs, a 21-year veteran of the police department, was killed while conducting surveillance in the area near Bethany Home Road and 43rd Avenue in Phoenix. He had been looking for William Ray Thornton, an attempted murder suspect. When Thornton was located, he opened fire and Hobbs was killed during the shootout. His partner was also shot in the encounter. A bank account has been opened for Hobbs' family at the National Bank of Arizona. Donations can be accepted at any branch.
A West Virginia man is dead after he collapsed at the Grand Canyon on Sunday afternoon. 59-year-old Brian Brewer was found unresponsive near the south entrance. Paramedics were unable to revive Brewer upon arrival. The National Park Service is coordinating with the Coconino County Medical Examiner to investigate the incident.
Last week, the Army Corps of Engineers okayed $1.6 million in flood control improvements for Rio de Flag. Also happening last week, the Lower Santa Cruz River Flood Control Project received a key victory. Congresswoman Ann Kirkpatrick teamed up with Representative Paul Gosar to secure funding for the watershed project in Pinal County. Should the Congress give its okay, the first stage of the project will receive $100,000. Another $200,000 would fund the second phase. Kirkpatrick says these are just a few of the outcomes from the Water Resources Development Act that she helped craft.
It's a 5-year effort to invest in our water infrastructure in this country, build up our ports, replace corroded water lines, hundreds of thousands of good-paying jobs. For Arizona, the economic impact is $1.2 billion, 15,200 jobs.
In the last 127 years, 34 floods have occurred on the Lower Santa Cruz River. This project, like the Rio de Flag, is designed to address the concerns of people living in floodplains.
Rio de Flag and Flagstaff is an example of one of the projects that will benefit from this huge Water Resources Development Act. And that was passed out of committee unanimously, passed out of the House with only 3 no votes.
Kirkpatrick calls the act a big step forward in protecting our residents and our economy.
Coconino County Sheriff's Department is implementing new technology. These programs will allow for easier inmate identification. NAZ Today's Monet Gunn sat down with one of Coconino County's detention officers to find out more about the new system.
Coconino Sheriff's Department has incorporated a new program to identify inmates from each other by their iris. NAZ Today spoke with Detention Officer 2, Alicia Flores, about the implementation of this program.
Brand new to Coconino County Detention Facility. Basically, nobody has the same iris, and it's almost like a fingerprint in itself. So when they leave, we make sure it's really them. It's more work for us, but in the end, it benefits us because it's making sure the person is who they really are.
Most detention officers see their jobs as a way to get into the field. Flores enjoys her job because it allows her to help people cope with their current situations.
You see these people at their worst, and they're embarrassed for being here. I think helping them is the major part of this job.
In order to get a fingerprint, they roll each finger starting with the right hand. It takes a digital scan of every rivet in someone's finger. When they arrive, every inmate is issued shoes and a jumpsuit. Whatever money that an inmate has on them when they arrive is put on their books or could be used on commissary items such as chips.
You'll like this job. You like being able to talk to somebody, hey, this is happening now. You're counseling people. You're almost like a crisis counselor in a way.
For NAZ Today, I'm Monet Gunn.
The Flagstaff Police Department is making some changes regarding their domestic violence policies. A new lethality assessment tool is being implemented following a partnership with Victim Witness. The lethality assessment tool is a means to enhance the prosecutions of domestic violence incidents in hope of ending this cycle. The assessment consists of 28 questions. Officers will ask the victims of domestic violence. An immediate victim witness intervention will follow if there is a high score on the assessment. Also, an advocate will begin an in-house work with the Detectives Division of the Flagstaff Police Department as another means to end domestic violence.
The April 15th tax filing deadline is creeping up. Many people aren't waiting. As of the end of February, the IRS has issued more than 48 million tax refunds.
Well, the average tax refund this year is about $3,000. For those of you still procrastinating, here's information on tax credits that might lower your tax burden.
Today we're talking about your Arizona state tax return, and with me is Anthony Forcino. He's the Assistant Director of the Department of Revenue for Arizona, and we do have some information about credits, tax credits available for low-income folks.
Correct.
So explain what that
Well,
means.
there's a couple. One is an excise tax credit, and that's a credit that's given for taxpayers who make below, I believe it's $15,000, and they can get it for up $25 up to $100 for each member of their household. And that was came into play to offset an increase in the sales tax for education, so that the low income weren't hit as hard with that increase. That's one of the ones. The other one is
family tax.
And then there's a family tax credit, which is offered for families who make low income, and actually it doesn't have to be a family, it can actually be one person. I mean, it can be just a couple, but it's based on how many dependents you have onto what the limitation of income is, and that adds up to about a $240 credit. The excise tax credit is a refundable one. This is not a refundable one. And then there's a PTC, which is a property tax credit, and that's offered for those senior citizens who make a small income. They can get up to about a $500 credit, and that's refundable. They don't even have to file a tax return. They can just file a PTC and get that money back.
Well, that seems like a lot of alphabet soup to
Yes,
me.
it does.
And I'm sure that we will be able to navigate through that.
Yeah.
Going to our website, naztoday.com, all that information is there, including ways that you can have your tax returns prepared for free if
Exactly.
you qualify. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Coming up, find out what makes one national park stand apart from the rest.
And could early detection keep your memory safe from Alzheimer's? Find out more when we come back.
I'm student forecaster Alexis Dimity. Thanks for joining us. Here's a look at today's highs across the state. 63 at the Grand Canyon, 73 in Kingman, 67 over in Prescott. Overall, a really warm, beautiful day here. Will we see this beautiful weather later this week? I'll tell you more coming up.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
At Northern Arizona University,
it's possible to find your voice.
It's possible to explore.
It's possible to achieve.
It's possible to imagine.
It's possible to define our future.
It's possible to make a difference.
At Northern Arizona University, possibilities are a principle we believe in.
What's possible for you?
Northern Arizona University, the difference that matters.
Welcome back. Well, Phoenix is a bustling, modern American city filled with tall buildings and the activity that one might expect from a state capital. But just 40 miles north of the city lies a place where the land is preserved and history is visible in some beautiful ways. NAZ Today's Kyle Benedict takes us to Agua Fria National Monument, a place where nearly 80,000 acres are dedicated to preserving the ancient past.
Just driving back and forth down from Prescott down to Phoenix, we've seen the signs pretty often and we've wanted to stop, and today was just the perfect day to do it, I think.
You take Badger Springs Road off of the I-17, hike about 3/4 of a mile in from the trailhead, and you find petroglyphs right next to the free-flowing Agua Fria River, here at the Agua Fria National Monument.
To have petroglyphs this close to you when you're just walking down the trail and then running water in Arizona, that's a pretty incredible thing too.
In addition to the river, the petroglyphs, and one of the largest prehistoric registered districts in North America, the land brings many different types of visitors, those wanting to explore, but in the past, those with a little different intent.
Prior to public ownership and public management, the area was significantly looted for pottery and other artifacts.
Recently, the monument has received land water conservation funding to begin the acquisition of one local ranch.
The Crossway Ranch is south of here, and it includes over 1,000 acres of private land. Some of it is in holdings and some of it is edge holdings on the boundary of the monument. The funding we have received, we will use to acquire two 40-acre parcels that are on Black Mesa.
Nearly 71,000 acres make up the Agua Fria National Monument. Now within that acreage are more than 400 archaeological sites, such as the Pueblo that I'm standing in right now. And the Bureau of Land Management is dedicated to preserving these sites.
Since we've implemented our resource management plan in 2010, where we made a decision to eliminate recreational target shooting, we're not seeing the large appliances brought out here for target shooting and then left as trash. We're not seeing rock art or cultural sites being shot at anymore.
The Agua Fria National Monument is working on teaming up with local communities to construct a small visitor center to help better inform people wanting to visit this beautiful land. For NAZ Today, I'm Kyle Benedict.
Recent studies have found that Alzheimer's may be the nation's third most deadly killer, and more Americans die from the disease than previously thought. Now, researchers have announced that they have discovered a new blood test that predicts if a person will develop this debilitating illness at an earlier age. Here's Vanessa Youngman with today's Health Minute.
It is estimated that as many as 5 million Americans may have Alzheimer's disease. The Alzheimer's Foundation of America also predicts that the number will rise over the next decade because people are living longer. As of now, there is no cure. Now, researchers led by a team from Georgetown Medical Center have developed a blood test that they say can predict with greater than 90% accuracy if a healthy person will develop Alzheimer's disease within 3 years. If confirmed, the study, which appears in next month's issue of Nature Medicine, is the first to unveil a blood-based test for diagnosing Alzheimer's in earlier stages. Not only would people be able to know if they will develop the illness, the test could be used to design new treatments for the disease.
The test enables the identification of the high-risk people. You could then do the research to ask, do we now have a new therapy that could arise, that could delay symptom onset?
The test identifies 10 lipids or fats in the blood that could predict disease onset. It could be ready for use in clinical trials in a few years. For today's Health Minute, I'm Vanessa Youngman.
Will we be welcoming warm spring temperatures in the coming week? Alexa Dumidi has the forecast.
And the NAU men's basketball team is heating up on the court as they had senior night on Saturday. Brooke Cowell will give you our sports update coming right up.
I've tried all kinds of TV services. The phone company wasn't cutting it, so I cut them. Spotty satellite? Nah, that dish wasn't appetizing. But the all-new Suddenlink? It comes with free HD and a picture so sharp it makes real life look lame. Now I have up to 300 channel choices, earloads of digital music, 10,000 on-demand titles, and new TiVo Stream that turns my tablet into a TV and lets my DVR take road trips. I've seen the future of TV, and the future is easy.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Live with a human for a while, and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she does strange tricks for no treats. But the one thing I will never, for the life of me, know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
Welcome to NAZ Today Weather. I'm student forecaster Alex Dumity. Thanks for joining us. We saw beautiful skies, sunny weather today as we take a look at today's highs across the state. 63 in Grand Canyon, 71 in Page, 64 over in Winslow, 71 in Camp Verde. It was a really warm day across the state. Here in Flagstaff, we saw 59 degrees as our high, quite a bit above our normal temperature for this time of year, which is 49 degrees. Not quite up to our record, 70 degrees in 1989. We're a little bit cooler than that. Sunrise was at 6:30 this morning, getting earlier and earlier. It's easier to wake up with that sun as we move into current temperatures across the nation. 63 degrees in San Francisco, 81 in Phoenix, like I said, 70 over in Denver, 52 in Reno, 48 up in Seattle. Overall, pretty warm temperatures across the United States, as you can see, although that is not going to last for long. As we look at the Pacific satellite, we see this ridge moving over the Pacific Ocean, coming into the United States. Now that is bringing with it some snow and rain, but we may not see any of that at all. Here we see it again, this big ridge moving up and over. You can see us down here. We're not really seeing any of this. A little bit of cloud cover, maybe some rain. As we zoom in, take a little bit of a better look at that. You can see it kind of moving in, kind of across lower Nevada. It might dissipate right down there. We might just see a few clouds. There's a slight chance of rain. Now, let's take a look at tonight here in Flagstaff. We have 27 degrees, partly cloudy and breezy. We saw those winds today. We're going to see them tonight as well. 6:30 sunset just after this. Tomorrow in Flagstaff, a little bit cooler than we saw today. Not quite the 59 degrees and sunny. 52 degrees as temperatures start to drop as we saw that storm move in off the Pacific. We're going to get some winds too. Sunrise at 6:43. Now the forecasted temperatures across the state. 36 tonight in Prescott, 63 tomorrow. 55 tonight in Phoenix, 81 tomorrow. 45 in Sedona tonight, 66 tomorrow. 58 over in Lake Havasu. 80 degrees, really nice if anyone's there for spring break. 40 degrees tonight in Tuba City, 61 tomorrow. 34 in Shiloh tonight, and 59 tomorrow. Now, as we look at the Flagstaff extended forecast, we have cooler tomorrow, 52 degrees. 25 is the low for tomorrow night. Wednesday is 51 degrees, some more of that cloud cover. Now, Thursday is when we hit our lowest point of the week. 49 degrees. We see the clouds and then it dissipates and we see sun on Friday and Saturday and it'll warm up into the weekend. Now the Sedona extended forecast, they're going to cool down a little bit as well. 66 on Tuesday, 65 on Wednesday, 63 on Thursday. They're reaching their low point too, but sunny on Friday and Saturday as they get up into the 70s.
You know, I have really come to accept that spring is here and winter is over, so that little tiny bit of cold weather coming up, not too excited for it.
Me either. Well, it's cooling down and it cools part of the week on Thursday. That's when NAU heads out on the road. Hopefully they heat it up in Ogden.
Definitely. We actually have a lot of more stuff coming up with you, especially high school baseball. It's that time of year again. I'll tell you more about it coming up.
Hi, I'm Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. To make room for the 2014 models, we're clearing the lot, and that means great deals for you on our 2013s. Right now, you'll find rebates up to $10,000 on select Chevrolet models. Choose from a full line of vehicles, including the totally redesigned 2014 Silverado 1500. You can always count on our same relaxed, no-pressure environment. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
The weather may be cooling down, but our local sports are heating up as we had a busy weekend in the sun. But in the Sky Dome, our men's basketball team heated things up for a shot at the Big Sky playoffs. The Jacks had a good first half, and Asim Dixon tore it up, hitting 2 key threes, and helped give the Jacks a 5-point lead into halftime against Montana. But the break may have affected them a bit as we came out a little flat-footed, scoring a low 4 points in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Quinton Upshur led the game with 14 points, including this awesome beast mode dunk right here. And lone senior Max Jacobson finished his regular season game with 8 points. The Jacks went on to win the game 67-47, giving them the 3rd seed for the Big Sky playoffs. The men's team may have high spirits, but our Lady Jacks finished their season on the road on Saturday. But senior Amanda Frost made sure her career ended on a good note. After being down by 5 at the half, the Jacks were not able to come back and fell to Montana 83-66. Amanda Frost finished her career with 25 points. Brittany Lusain also put up 25, and a big congrats to Brittany as she received Big Sky Freshman of the Year. Moving to outside where the weather is perfect for some hot dogs and sunflower seeds comes baseball season for all our local high school sports. The Flagstaff boys faced Peoria on Friday and made sure their bats were hot. After starting slow in the first and second innings, the Eagles busted it open, and their bats did all the talking as they scored 6 runs each in the 3rd and 4th innings, beating Peoria 12-1 with the mercy rule. Seniors Trevor Bruell and Mike Pappas both went 1 for 3 to help get the win. Keeping it on the diamond, Coconino Baseball had their home opener on Friday when they took on Alhambra High School. It was a busy first 4 innings for the Panthers as their bats scored 10 runs in the first 4. It was smooth sailing for Coconino defensively until the 4th as Alhambra put up their first 2 runs and continued that streak throughout the game, making the score a little too close for comfort for Coconino's head coach Ed Vesely. But the Panthers were able to hold on for a 10-8 victory.
Well, first inning was a little nervous here. We leave the bases loaded and don't score anything with, 1 out. And I thought, wow. But then those middle innings, we came on and scored when we needed to score.
The Panthers face Barry Goldwater High School Tuesday at home. First pitch is at 3:30. Moving up to the collegiate level, the NAU Jacks club baseball team had their home opener this weekend against Cal State Long Beach. Game 1 for the Jacks was a little rough as some timely mistakes cost them the game, losing their first one 3-2, but the second game, NAU's bats came alive as they scored 12 runs with 10 hits and went on to win 12-6, going 1-1 on Saturday. And on Sunday, the series continued with a few late game mistakes and letting 2 runs score in the 9th inning gave Cal State Long Beach a 7-5 win. NAU's spring record now stands at 9-6 with this weekend's 1-2 record. Moving back inside to the court, your Phoenix Suns took on the Golden State Warriors last night, and with the season winding down and playoffs in high hopes for the Suns, they're currently in 9th, looking to finish strong and give it a postseason run. But let's take you into the second quarter of last night's game. The ball, hoping to stretch their lead into halftime, and Dragic takes it down the court, preheating the oven, and shake and bake, there it is. That's his second 3 in the final 20 seconds of the first half, giving the Suns a 5-point lead. In the third quarter, Suns still up by 5, but Stephen Curry gets into the lane, and what's up, son? Gerald Green stops the layup. No bucket for Curry. Later on in the third, Suns up by 2, Warriors with some crafty passing, getting it out to Klay Thompson, who sinks the 3, and the Warriors take the lead for the first time since their 1-point lead in the first quarter. Late in the third, Stephen Curry with the ball again, and he passes it over to David Liu, who drives into the paint for the layup. Gerald Green finished with 25 points, Dragic put up 24, but the Suns went on to lose the game 113-107.
Well, we were just talking, this is our favorite time of the year. March Madness and baseball is just beginning.
It can't get much better than that.
All right.
We'll be right back right after this.
Hi, I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the latest cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste with 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
Yeah, I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Let me get the camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Ready to follow your dreams? Let Northern Arizona University chart your course with local classes at more than 30 campuses statewide.
My NAU is in the Valley.
My NAU is in Mojave County. Convenient, affordable, with accredited degree programs.
My NAU is in Tucson.
My NAU is on the reservation.
The extended campuses of Northern Arizona University, statewide, online, and in Flagstaff.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today.
Aww, you should pick that up.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And here's another look at the Flagstaff extended forecast. 52 degrees tomorrow, 51 on Wednesday. Coldest day of the week is Thursday, 49 degrees, then warming up as we move into the weekend. And in the Sedona extended forecast, 66 degrees Tuesday, 65 Wednesday. Once again, coldest day of the week for them, Thursday, 63 degrees, and they're warming up as well as we move into the weekend.
All right, take a look at this. A small plane collided with a skydiver's parachute. It happened Saturday at a small airstrip near Tampa while a witness snapped pictures. According to police, one of the plane's wings clipped the strings of the parachute. Both then nosedived into the ground. Neither the pilot nor the skydiver had life-threatening injuries.
That's pretty wild. I'm glad that we saw the video because when I first read this story, I assumed they were in midair. I didn't know we were showing that.
How do you not get hurt? That's amazing.
It almost looked like a toy plane, you know, like the ones people fly recreationally.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that was G.I. Joe on there.
I don't think so.
Let's hope that skydiver's okay at least. Well, have a good night, everyone.